over the last month or two, I've been working on what you can do to improve the user experience when you revisit a pad. So there's a few scenarios. Firstly, you go to a pad, a bunch of your stuff's been deleted. You want to find out who deleted it, how you can get it back. Another scenario is you just want to know what's been changed from point 1 to point 2. So this is just going to be a quick intro to those scenarios. So let's bring up a new tab. First things first is what have I missed? So this is a plugin for Etherpad, EP what have I missed? And basically, let's just get right. When you visit a pad, you're going to get this initial pop-up. So it's in a development environment. It's going to say, what have I missed? Do you want to catch up? Quick thing, click catch up, and then you get this diff view here. So you can sort of see what has been changed and what hasn't. And just to get away from it, you just click off. You also get the option further down, I should have shown you that to click onto the time slider. So basically what you'd end up with is, say for example, the last time you visited was revision 200. It took you to the time slider at revision 200. And now one thing that you'll notice straight away is that it moved my the view into focus. So it shifted my view paw to where the actual change was. And you'll see that if I hit play on here, one thing you'll notice is that we now in Etherpad, so this is core inside of Etherpad where it's waiting on merge, but it should be core. As the edits are happening, they get brought into focus. So when you're in the time slider, you can see all the changes that are made. So that's change number 2. So there's one plugin there, that's what have I missed, and then a core change, which will land irrespective, which is this. And then the second one is who did what. So the idea here is that I visit a pad, and like, whoa, loads of my pad content's been deleted. So I just click who did what. You get this view here. These are obviously just temporarily styled. At some point, somebody will come in and make them look nice, but I just make things work. Now you can see here that you've got these edits. I can see that this edit here is when somebody removes some content. I'm just going to click to bring that out of focus. So if I hit play, you can see there where the content was removed there. So it puts you a change before the removal, and each one is it's broken down by day. So as edits happen, you'll see this was on the 12th of June. It's on the 26th of June down here. And if I click on that one, you'll see the content before. If I were then to click, and it says the left screen, so this is one of my users had set up called left screen. If I just press to go to the next revision here, you'll see that a lot of content was removed in between. So the idea is that you can just sort of see when content was removed or not. So as I'm clicking it, you can see the URLs changing, by the way. As if I click here 419. One thing that it doesn't do, there's a few additional things that I'd like for these to do, but this is where we're at now. When it brings that into focus, it knows where the edit was, but it isn't smart enough to know where the edit was before. So as I load this one, it brings up where that edit was, not where the next edit is, if that makes sense. You can see where it took us to. You can see the content being removed down at the bottom here. If I just bring that to focus more. So the logic's working right. It's just a bit of sometimes the user experience is a little bit weird, but for the most part, you can see the number of characters that have been removed and the percentage of the document modified. So here, that's the entire document, pretty much, except one character. And then you can see additions here. Now, when this goes above 100%, it means that the size of the character was increased by that much. So here, clearly 40 characters were added. There we go. And that increased the document and made it 667% of the size versus it was original. So if you see a value above 100 there, then don't be alarmed. If it's an orange, there's no oranges on this one. Orange means that the attributes have changed. So it can display addition, attribute change, and deletion. So an attribute change if someone's set all the pad to bold or a font size or a font family or something like that. And so if you want to go ahead and remove that change. Now, let's say, for example, I want the pad contents, let's say here, a bit of a weird example, but let's say I want this contents here. Now, you'll notice that not all revisions are displayed. It only displays them if it gets above a threshold of 1%. If it's a tiny individual single character change, it just gets discarded and ignored because it's too much noise if you have every single revision listed. So let's say I want this content here. I know that if I go like that to here, then that content's been deleted. If I want this content, I can just go to here. We can just get the export. Okay, so it's a really easy way to get the files that you need, and then you could save that and bring that into a new pad, and you still have the previous revision, but you wouldn't have any of the deleted erroneous content that you don't want. So anyway, I hope that's been useful. Hope people enjoy them, and see you soon.